Welcome to my kitchen again. If this is your first time, then welcome. Come on in. Everyone is welcome here in the Accompaniments kitchen. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to cook one of the most favorite, really goes with everything, accompaniments to a meal. It's inexpensive, it's quick to put together, and it's nutritious. We're taking on white rice. I will show you step by step how to make the perfect rice on the stovetop. Let's do it. We're going to start the perfect white rice with the type of rice we use. Now, I buy rice in bulk because we eat it a lot. This is a long grain rice. This is a basmati. It's actually my favorite. I'm going to assume, for the sake of this recipe, that we are going to use long grain rice. So here I'm going to go ahead and start with 2 cups of long grain rice. Now let's move to the sink. I'll show you the number 1 important step to getting the perfect white rice. Now, as you can see, the water is a little clearer this time, but still not as clear as we want. Like I said, this is very important for making sure that the rice does not completely stick all the way together and is not mushy when we have a finished product. So I'm going to give this another rinse, or another swish, I should say. Again, keep loosening it up. Now, I went on a quest to find the perfect way of cooking rice. I actually grew up eating boil in bag rice, the rice in the bag. And when I learned how to do it myself, all of the steps that I would follow and the instructions ended up in rice that was too mushy or undercooked. And so I found the perfect way to do it. Just keep following the steps. I'll show you every step that I've learned along the way. I'm gonna go ahead and see how much starch was still in there after I gave it a swish. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off, and then we'll add more water. I drained that water off, and then I'm guessing I'm going to have to rinse it one more time, which I'm gonna do now. I do this until the water is clear. Usually that is 2 to 3 times. So the same process, add water, give it a swish, and then drain. And as you can see, the water is even clearer now. I can actually see through the water to my grains of rice. I still give it a swish. And this is going to be good enough for me to get my rice started. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my strainer, get this water off, and then we'll talk about ratios. Now we're going to talk about liquid ratios. Most ratios when I started cooking said that the perfect rice was 2 to 1, meaning 2 cups of liquid to 1 cup of rice. That always resulted in mushy rice, and it just is not appetizing. So again, on my quest, I found the perfect ratio. So it doesn't matter if you do 1 cup of rice or 10, you want the correct ratios. I go more in detail about this on my blog post. I will link it in the description box, and you can get more ideas on exactly how this works and tips on how to use your rice. The correct ratio is actually 1.5 to 1. So since I had 2 cups of rice, I'm going to do 3 cups of water. The next step is to choose an appropriately sized pot. Here I have a 4-quart pot. What you don't want is to cook a small amount of rice, let's say 1 cup, in like a 12-quart pot. that water is going to evaporate before your rice cooks. On the other side of that, you don't want to do 4 cups of rice in a 2-quart pan. Rice does double in size when it cooks, and so you want to make sure you have enough space for it to cook properly. I'm going to add in my water. Make sure it's cold water. And then I'm going to add in the rice that we rinsed. Go ahead and scrape the bowl. Make sure we're not missing out on any servings. Also, for more answers on exactly how much in a serving size, like I said, go ahead and go to that blog post. It has all the explanations there. Now we're going to bring this up to a boil and put the lid on. Now that this is up to a boil, I like to take a fork and just kind of give it a little stir around. Make sure that nothing is sticking to the bottom from the heat. This is over high heat when I bring it up to a boil. Now I'm going to cover it over with a securely fitting lid. And now I am going to turn my fire down to low. This is important as well because you don't want to overcook the rice or cook the outside but not the inside. So put this down to low after it comes to a boil. Next tip, very important. Only cook this rice for 15 to 17 minutes, not 20 like you normally heard. I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 15 minutes. I can see from here, from my clear lid, whether or not there's liquid in it. If there's still liquid bubbling, then I may let it go a couple of more minutes. If not, I know it's done. So again, like I said, 15 minutes, and we'll be back. Here we have the perfect fluffy rice. This is exactly what you've been looking for to go as a side dish, as a main, to put something over. It really doesn't matter. This is versatile rice. It's perfect with everything. Today, the accompaniments for the rice was actually my Instant Pot Indian butter chicken. I will link the recipe for that below. Thanks for coming by again. Be sure to like this video, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe for more videos just like this.